Hello everyone, this is Gabatron Gaming here with part 4, how to make your clicker game. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to add some music to your game, as well as get started with our numbering system, which is going to give our game a bit more life, and so we can actually see how much money we get when we click the coin. This is going to be a bit more complicated to make this numbering system than our code we've done in past videos. So I'm going to split this code into part 4, 5, and 6. So to complete it, you can watch all of those together or watch them one at a time. It's your choice. This is going to be the first part, part 4, and we're going to get started. So first, let's start with the music, which is very simple. All we have to do is go into home screen. You can do in any of your sprites, but I'm just gonna make mine in home screen because it's pretty empty and we have a lot of room to put code here. Then inside sounds, I already have my sound, which is right here. I actually have two of them for some reason, but I have my sound that's right here. If you want to know how to make a sound, then you can just go down here and you'll select a sound. You can record your own sound or you can upload one. So I already have one. And basically how you're going to set it up is you're going to grab when green flag clicked. And we're going to grab a forever loop. And we are going to put sound, which is this little purple code. And we're going to put play sound until done. And then if you think your sound's a little bit too loud and you want it to be quieter, you can also mess around with some of these things here, like the pitch will change how a sound sounds a little bit, and you can lower volume. So like I can grab a set volume to like 20% and it'll lower it. And we can test that it's working by first turning on our sound. And now as you see, when we start it, as you see, we can hear our music going. And that's basically just how you actually work with the sound and add it. I put a 200% volume, but we can also set quieter like this. That way it's a lot quieter and it doesn't take up like too much space of the sound. And then now that we've done that, we can actually get started with coding the numbering system. So I have a few new sprites. We're not going to be using these today, but I'm going to show you what they are. So I have numbers, and it's very important that you have numbers like this. So it's just going to be 0 through 9, as you see, and then I also have them in red. So it's very important that you name the number what they are. So like 2 should be named 2. And that's so we can actually make the numbering system a lot easier to actually code. Again, we're not going to be using these numbers in this video. We're probably going to start with them in part 5. But it's good to probably have this set up before you actually watch part 5. So I'm just showing you this. You're also going to want to have this plus, which is the same thing as the numbers, but it's a plus basically. And again, I have a red one here, and it should be named just plus. Obviously, the reason that we have a null sprite is because plus is not a number. And we're going to need a sprite called number point, which is basically just going to be a small black dot. Here, let me zoom out. So it's just going to be like a pretty small black dot. And we're just going to hit number point. And that's going to help us to put the numbers on the screen where we want them. So let's get started with the actual code. So I am going to go through this code and I'm going to explain it at the end. It's probably not going to make too much sense right now because the code kind of interacts with the numbers, the plus and the number point. And unless we have all of them coded together, it won't make too much sense. It'll be like reading a portion of a page from like your book or something. It's not going to make too much sense, but I'm going to try explain it from what we have at the end. So first we're going to grab when this bar is clicked, and we are going to go down to create clone myself. And we're going to put that right there. And we're going to change this to, actually, wait, sorry, this is the wrong block. Let me go up. It's, okay, broadcast message 1. And we're going to change this to a new message, and we're going to make it called clicked. And this is basically gonna show, basically what this does is when we click the coin knows that we clicked it, and we can actually see that by using a when this sprite is clicked. But none of the other sprites know that we clicked the coin. So by broadcasting clicked, we can basically tell the other sprites that the coin was clicked. And that's what that's for. We're also gonna need 2 new variables, which are going to be right here like this. Number count is gonna be our first one, and our second one is going to be called number, like that. And as you see, our 2 new variables are right here, and we're going to be using this to actually set up our numbering system. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some more code to this little strand. We're going to grab a wait 1 second, and we're going to put this to 0. The reason we have this is because Scratch gets a little bit laggy if we don't have a wait in there. But if we put it to 0, it won't actually slow down this code. It will just make sure that it's not laggy. Then we're going to grab create clone of myself, and we're going to change this to plus. And that's going to create a clone plus, which we're going to use later on. But right now, we're not actually going to be using the plus. We just have it in the code for later. And we're going to grab a set number count to 0. This makes sure that before we actually run the code and we actually start doing stuff with the number count is 0. Then we're going to have a repeat, and we're going to use this a little bit differently than people usually use repeats. Instead of using a number, we're going to have an operation. And if you've never used an operation before because you're new to Scratch or you just hadn't used it yet, basically operations are basically just like math. So like as you see, we have plus, minus, we have equal to, more than, less than, and it's basically just math. So what you're going to grab is you're going to grab a length of apple and put in there. And what this is going to do is it's going to get the length of whatever you put in this little bubble. So in this case, it's apple, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters long. And as you see, if we click it, it's going to say that it's 5. And we're going to use this to actually find how long our MPC is. And MPC, as you see right now, it's going to be 1. So this will show that it is 1. But if we changed it to say like 10, it would show that's 2. If we changed it to like 130, it will show it's 3. So this is just going to repeat however main digits or MPC is basically. And what we're going to do inside the repeat is we're going to grab a wait 0 seconds. Again, this is just so Scratch doesn't get laggy. It doesn't actually make this code any slower. Then we're going to grab a change number count by 1. This is so we've created a clone of numbers. And then the last thing we need to do is actually create that clone, which is going to be create clone of numbers. And that's going to be all code that we're going to be doing this video. This is just going to be for coin right now, and in the next port 5 and port 6, we're going to be coding the rest of these sprites to actually set up this whole numbering system. But this is the basis of what we're going to need right now. So, Garatron Gaming out. Peace to everyone. I hope you liked the video.